I was one of the engineers working on the Kola Super Deep Borehole, the deepest man-made hole on Earth. The project began in 1970 with the aim of studying the structure and composition of the Earth's crust. We hoped to get as far as the mantle, the layer just below the crust, but we never did. What happened that day changed my life forever. It was a cold December morning in 1992, and we were about to reach a record depth of 12,262 meters. The drill was working normally, drilling through the rocks with incredible force. We were monitoring the data and signals coming from the hole, when suddenly we heard a strange sound that resonated through the hole. It was like a scream from something alive, but it wasn't human. It was a high-pitched, tearing sound that made our hair stand on end. It felt like something was hurting down there and it didn't want us to go on. The drill refused to work after that. It stopped spinning and started making a warning noise, as if it had encountered insurmountable resistance. We were scared and confused. What could have caused that sound? What was down there? We decided to bring the drill to the surface to see if there were any technical issues or any damage to the parts. It took hours to pull the drill through the steel cable, and when we finally got to see the tip of the machine, we were shocked by what we saw. The drill was covered with a whitish, slimy goo that oozed down the metal and down the handle. And there were also some remains that looked like pieces of meat, torn and bloody, stuck to the drill. It looked like the drill had pierced something alive, something big and horrible. But what kind of creature could live at that depth and temperature? We didn't know what to do. We had no explanation for that. We didn't know whether to continue the project or abandon it. We didn't know whether to report what happened or hide it. It didn't take long for those responsible to make a decision. To seal the well with a heavy metal cover on a concrete floor, sealing it with a ring of thick bolts. They said the project was halted due to lack of funds and scientific interest amid the chaos of post-Soviet Russia. But I knew it was out of fear, afraid of what was down there, afraid of what we had awakened, afraid of what might come out of the hole. Scene script. I never knew what really happened that day. I never knew what that thing that screamed in the hole was. I never knew if it was dead or alive, if it was single or part of a colony, if it was natural or artificial. I moved to another country and tried to forget what happened. But sometimes I still have nightmares about that sound, that horrible scream that echoes in my mind. I wonder if whatever it was is still down there. I wonder if it's still alive. I wonder if it's still angry. But despite all the fear I felt at the time, now it's back in full force. Recently I learned that the Japanese want to launch themselves in this endeavor. I wonder what they'll find down there, and if it'll be even more terrible than what we found. I just hope they know what they're doing, because I'm afraid that knowing the unknown can lead us down a path of no return.